Hello friends! Welcome to a series on my channel that I am going to be calling Drawing a Scene From. I'm starting with Carrie and have a lot of thoughts about this. I had so many plans for this. I was, excited to go in and do something a little bit different. I wanted to keep portrait in mind, but I did not account for just how difficult the scene I picked was going to be. So I wanted to get into that, talk about what I felt was difficult with this scene that I picked. If you've seen Carrie, you know that she is getting ready for the prom, and come hell or high water, Carrie is going to go to the prom. And for some reason, this mirror is cracked. I think her mom cracks it in the scene before this. I'm not sure. I don't remember why this mirror is cracked. But I found it to be beautiful and meaningful. It's a great scene. I really like it. And I went into this thinking, oh, I'm going to do this in colored pencil. So I was like, okay, great. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to map this out really quick. That took me alone just a couple of days to figure out how I was going to do this. I've never done anything where a person is looking into a mirror. I don't think that I have, now that I'm thinking about it. So that was, problem number one. Problem number two was colored pencil. And I don't know if it's just the third grader in me who uses colored pencil and puts all the pressure into the paper, but that's what I found myself doing, and you'll see this as we go along in the video. I was just putting so much pressure on the paper that I started noticing just these little like inconsistencies with color. It's almost like I was doing this and I wasn't really paying attention. Like, I'm not the best at color matching, but man, this was bad with the colored pencil. I was just doing whatever I felt like, I guess. And then later on, when I looked at it, I was not happy with it. So I went from colored pencil to acrylic. And you're going to see that as well, acrylic paint. So yeah, that's my sob story about this drawing that took me, a week. Things now normally take me about a week. So as I go along this art journey and, figure out what I like, I'm finding that experimenting, it's really great. I recommend that people experiment with their art and play around and figure out what they want to do. I had a vision for this. I thought it was going to look great with colored pencil, and I was wrong. I might, play around with colored pencil later on, but maybe it was just too soon. I don't know. If you're new here, hi. I normally work in pencil, so just different values of darkness. I don't play around with color too much unless I'm painting. I really do enjoy painting with oil, but that's also got its difficulties, mainly in just cleanup. I don't think I'm bad at it. So yeah, that's what this is. I really felt like I just wanted to talk about failure and what that means, what that looks like for people. For me, with this drawing and just to get into it, I think I rushed it. I genuinely think that I rushed it. I was too excited. I didn't understand the colors. I don't know how to mix colored pencil. I don't know how to color match. I also have this colored pencil thing that blends your pencil for you. It's like a liquid. I couldn't find it anywhere, you guys. I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it. So I had to like improvise, and I was using white to blend the colored pencil, if that's even a thing that I can do. Oh gosh. It was just bad. It was just bad. I was having such a tough time, and I feel like that's pretty evident in the footage. At some point, I was doing this, going along, yada yada, listening to music, and then I realized that I messed up in the color matching, got carried away, wasn't paying attention, and decided to use an X-Acto knife to try and scrape off the mistake that I made. And that was also a mistake. Well, that was because I think the reason the X-Acto knife situation didn't work out was maybe because of the type of paper I'm using. I just drew this on the regular like scrapbook paper that I normally use. Maybe I should have used like a mixed media paper. I'm not really sure what the issue was there, but yeah, I think the X-Acto knife thing, that's where I went wrong, and I tore through the paper. So I, after that, was just like, oh no, how do I fix this? And I was thinking, well, I could paint over it, because if you're new here, I've never started over. Like, I've never scrapped something and started over. And I don't know what that says about me. I don't know what that says about my art, but that's where we're at. And it's like 200 plus days into this now, and I just haven't. I'm holding on to not starting over, and maybe that's foolish, and I'll learn my lesson someday. You know, it is what it is. I just was really hoping this would work, and it didn't. And that's okay. So, yep. One thing that I noticed about using colored pencil is that I just kind of felt like it took forever. And I don't know if this is a normal feeling. Just I genuinely don't use them that often. This is like my second or third time picking them up. So I just felt like it was day 3 or 4 and I was still working on her hair, and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I didn't know if that was normal or if there was a trick to layering colored pencil that I don't know. Definitely a learning curve that I'm going to have to take into consideration the next time I pick these up. And that's okay. It just wasn't the time for that. And I was really excited about all the different I am. I'm really excited about all the different ideas I have for spooky season. And this just, it sort of felt like it slowed me down. And I don't want to feel that way about a medium, but it's true. I was not having a good time once I looked at how far I had gotten. That, you know, it was like my 3rd or 4th day, and I was just getting done with her arm. I mean, that's just not going to cut it for me. So I'm really happy with where I ended up using the acrylic paint. I think that was a good move. And I'm glad I tried the colored pencil, but, you know, maybe I'll dabble in using these with something smaller, like maybe some flowers or something that feels like less pressure, because doing a big scene like this was not it. So yeah. And I've worked with acrylic before. I treated this like oil when I was painting it. So I just kind of did a wet on wet situation with the acrylic paint, which I don't normally do. I normally just like let it dry, but honestly, it dries just so quickly that I felt like there really wasn't a big difference. So I got the painting done in one night, and that's more my speed. So I'm glad I did that. I wanted to just talk a little bit about the feeling of like that panic that sets in where you're like, oh no, I'm doing something wrong. How do I fix it? Because I sort of had that when I realized that I was tearing through the paper. It was like, oh my god, what do I do? I've been sitting here for like hours and working on this, and I've now torn some of this paper and it looks bad and you can just tell, and just having all sorts of panicky feelings about it, and then just quickly thinking, well, I'm just going to cover it up with paint. I wish I could apply this thinking to like everyday life. That'd be so great. But yeah, that was one of the panic moments that I noticed. I was like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? And then I just found a quick fix for it, and luckily it worked out. Well, I think I'm done rambling, so I'll let the music take control of the video now. I will see you guys again soon with another upload, and that one I'm really excited about. It's an oil painting. Alright. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, maybe. I don't know. Do something wild like that. Alright. Bye.